Hello there. This is MD. Here with you on SaskiYano. Here we go again. We are in a new After Effects tutorial. In this tutorial, you're going to learn about precomposing. Many times in After Effects, you'll be working on something and you will need to precompose your layers. Maybe it's something as simple as you have a text element that you need to use multiple times, and rather than duplicating your text, you can precompose it. Let me show you how it works. So let's say, for example, I had a text layer that I want to use multiple times in a composition, or maybe in several compositions. Now if this were just in this comp and I wanted to use this multiple times, that's no problem. I can just duplicate it by hitting Ctrl D or Command D on the keyboard. Or you come up here to the menu, go to Edit, Duplicate. You can see is Ctrl D on the keyboard. So I can just do that multiple times. And I can make lots of duplicates of this text. And I can change each one of these. Like if I wanted to, say, scale this one up, scale this down, or rotate any number of these. Even change the color of these different layers. I can kind of arrange them in a graphical way, as a design element if you will. What if I did this and then I wanted to actually change the source of the text? So I didn't want all of these layers to say Saski. I wanted them to say something else. That can be a little bit annoying, because now I have to select each layer and either grab the type tool, select them, and change it to something else, which can be very tedious, or the selection tool. I can just double click on one of these text layers, which will select all the text, and I can change them. But again, that can be very tedious. So instead, I'm gonna show you how to precompose these. To save yourself a little bit of work, I'm just going to delete all of these. And then with this one text layer selected, I'm going to precompose it. So I'm gonna come up to the menu, go to Layer, Precompose. Get a little dialog box here. I'm just gonna leave everything right here. You can rename it if you want, but this is fine for now. If you look right down here, you will see this little icon here. This is a composition. So I was initially put a composition inside my composition. And the advantage of this is, now I can duplicate this composition multiple times. And if I want to change the source, all I have to do is go into this one comp right here, this text comp one, and just change this. Now we'll update on all of these other layers. Then you can see the bounding box is kind of weird on this, and it makes it a little bit difficult to select it. So let me show you how to fix that. When I jump back over to my text comp here, what I want to do is change the comp size so that it's just around my text here. So what I can do is right down here in the comp panel, there's a button called Region of Interest. And when you use that, it'll give you this little crosshair reticle. And you can click and drag a selection area and then kind of size it so it just fits your text, or just about. And then you can come up to the menu and choose Composition, Crop Comp to Region of Interest. And now if I jump back to my 10-second comp, things have moved around a little bit, which is not a big deal. But now, when I select these layers, you can see that now these transform handles here, with a bounding box for this layer, is much more appropriately sized. And in fact, we can get it even better. If we zoom up on this, we can select that region of interest again, and then draw an even tighter box around the text. composition. Crop to region of interest. Perfect. And that won't change much. Because we didn't really move the text around. And now, this gives you a nice little pre-comp here. With some text in it. That you can use multiple times. And you can resize this. Really big. And that will look not super great. Unless you turn on this button here. Which is known as the collapse transformation button. But because After Effects knows that. But because the thing inside this comp is essentially a vector graphic. It's text. You can scale it. Well, almost forever. Without it ever looking blurry. If you have this switch on here. This collapse layer transformation. Or continuously raise to rise button here. And see, without it. It looks kinda janky. With it. It looks super sharp. And you can go crazy with the scale. At 17,000. Scale. And I'm gonna reset that. Now. You have this nice little text pre-comp. And you can even use the pre-comp here. And you can use it in other comps. You could go back to this starter comp. And you can take this text comp. And bring it out here. And you're saying, oh no. Well, now it's black. Something with well doesn't have any background. But, no problem. We can come over here to the Effects and Presets panel. And you can grab an effect called Fill. So you just type fill in there. And then, you can grab the fill. Right here. And drag it onto a layer. And this will fill all of the opaque pixels. With whatever color that you choose. So check that out. Now I have this other text layer. And I can change the color. And I can use it as many times as I want. And put all kinds of effects on it. And it is just a really handy way to use one asset over and over. And you will see this in After Effects template. All of the time. You can create wild effects. With text. And other layers by using the same element. Over and over. And stacking it. Repositioning it. And applying effects. To those layers. In pre-comping it. Is a really easy way to do that. And that way, if you ever want to change the text. To something different. You can do that. It'll update in all. Of your compositions. So that's just a really quick look at pre-composing. Coming up in the next tutorial. You're going to learn about layer properties. So check that out. Finally, we are done for today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave your comment down below in the comments section. Also, if you want to learn more, take a look at our first channel, Everything PS. See you next time. Bye.